Hello again, and welcome to episode 158 of SDGC for Thursday, August 15th. If you're not aware, Super Deformed Gamescast meets right here each and every Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we discuss the latest gaming headlines with a wide variety of panel members and guests. We also do a whole bunch of other stuff as time allows, like a separate show about movies and television, community game streaming, a mental health support show, and a bi-weekly morning show every other Friday. If you've been along for the ride so far, welcome home. And if not, hey, feel free to stick around and maybe throw us a sub. Every single podcast is archived the next day on our YouTube channel for those who like to watch. And you can find us on all major podcast services for those who like to listen. Zach, welcome back.
Hi.
Zach's back, and I just...
Will you embrace how much we love you, please?
I feel like I am.
You're so awkward about it.
I thought my high was... I'm here.
Go back to bed, man. Oh my god.
And...
So... You are here, yeah.
And I'm ready to talk about sports. That's what this podcast is, right?
I want to talk about cookies.
Have you guys been watching the NFL preseason? Is that what the show is?
Absolutely not.
There was something I saw today about
I'm a Bengals
NFL
fan.
Madden.
Okay, well...
Is that a sport?
Madden is a sport.
It's an esport.
I thought Madden was a person, but what do I know?
John Madden is actually a human being.
John Madden is himself a sport.
True.
Zach, show everybody the cookies you're eating.
I ate them all.
Open up your stomach and display to
Don't
us
do
the
that.
contents.
No. We don't need. No, Zach, we don't need that. We definitely don't need that. I mean, if y'all want some of that,
Stop.
No.
What the fuck is that? No, put it down.
It's been 2 minutes.
That's not a cookie.
Well, it depends on whether or not you're my wife. So anyway, Justin, do you want to show anybody your cat? Justin got a
let
cat.
me see if I can get it. Yes, I just got a cat yesterday. I don't have a name for him yet, but he's right here. Let me see if I can do this without knocking over my microphone. And
everybody in the chat, tell us in the chat what we should name Justin's cat.
Except also, it's not for democracy.
Throw us cat names.
Can you guys see him?
There he is.
Camera's not updating properly, so okay. I'm gonna put him down just because. Okay, he is going to pull down all these cords.
Justin, I know you can't see your webcam, but your microphone is now in front. Yeah, there we go.
Yes, his very large, fluffy tail hit the microphone.
Powerful. He's a large, healthy, poofy boy.
Yes, he is a very fluffy, healthy boy.
Who ain't?
Everybody in chat needs to throw out some names for this cat at some point. I want name suggestions. So aside from,
I'm probably not going to listen to any of them.
That's fine. Who cares? It's more for the fun of it. Aside from Zach being back and Justin getting a brand new cat, how is everybody doing tonight?
Doing all right. I had a fat brownie earlier with some ice cream.
Nice.
Was it a fried brownie?
No, but it had cinnamon graham crackers.
What the
mixed in on
Zach's
top.
eating cookies. You're eating fried brownies. Why is no one bringing?
It wasn't
treats?
fried. It's just a brownie with crumpled up
whatever brownies.
Yeah.
It feels like somebody ate graham crackers over the top of your brownie, and then you just ate their crumbs. But that's okay.
Yeah, that's probably also what happened. But
Bring me a dessert. I want a dessert.
Brandon, how you doing, bud?
I keep forgetting Brandon's here because I can't see him on my screen.
Brandon.
He's muted. He's muted, but he's
he's
muted.
not actually
Brandon's
here.
mic is muted.
Oh,
Okay.
God damn it was. Anyway,
Brandon,
yeah, so I was saying we were in parallel dimensions because we just don't exist for each other.
Oh, you can't see me either?
I don't see video or even your name.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yeah,
that's
Discord,
weird. I can
get
see
your
everybody.
Discord, if you're gonna start launching weird live services, maybe get your normal shit together.
This is, why don't we just go to Mixer?
That's what I was going to say. Maybe we should just sign an exclusive deal with Mixer, everybody. What do you think about that?
Yeah, get that 50 million.
I have it
I think we might get $50.
that we would get 50 cents.
I actually, so speaking, in case anybody in chat didn't see, I actually texted Ninja the other day.
Whatever.
Your boy Ninja.
John's.
Did you give him all your personal
We
information?
already dealt with the fucking E3 data leak shit. Why are you just giving your information to companies?
So, but I actually called the number because I was like, I want to see what happens if I call this number. And so I called it, and it rings like 10 times, and then you get a voicemail of Ninja, and he's like bitching about the fact that he's getting so many that he's getting so many fucking messages from people. He's
That
like,
sounds
people are
about right.
calling me. I'm getting millions of people calling me. Please just text me, bro. Let's get this bread or something like that. And then he just like, and then it hangs up. And I was really
Is
disappointed.
this real?
because-
What is this number?
No, it's not.
No, it's real.
Crab, don't.
I mean, it's all marketing.
Nobody
I guess
uses.
we haven't really like unpacked like why hasn't there been a story about what this is actually doing? I mean, like, I know there's been stories that are like this is a marketing scheme, but like has there been a story about like what this is for besides just data harvesting? Is that all it is?
I don't know.
I mean, I
There
think
has
it's
not.
just some stupid service that was like, hey, Ninja, we'll give you money if you promote this. And he's just like, cool, I'm all about that.
Yeah.
I can dial him right here on the podcast. and
No,
Please
I
do
think
not.
we'll be okay.
I
If you
think
make
we're
me
good.
listen
We
to
don't need
Ninja
to
say,
keep
"Let's get this
recording.
bread," I will
Fine.
leave.
So
I don't know
anyway,
how much I care about what Mr. Tyler Blevins' fake voicemail sounds like.
you shouldn't care one fucking
Hey
bit.
Derek.
That's
Hey
the
Derek.
answer.
What's your
Yo.
voicemail sound like?
I don't know.
Can you
I haven't
do-
updated it in like 8 years plus.
Do you
gonna
mind just
call you
doing one
tonight.
really quick? Derek, can you just do one really quick for us?
Yeah,
like
please.
just like what do
A
you just
voicemail
like
message.
fake record a voicemail?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
make it like
Zach is-
sultry.
Zach is
Yeah.
100% recording this shit right now, and he is 100% going to
Yeah.
use this for nefarious means later. But you
Yeah.
can
Hello.
do
No,
it
it's
anyway.
going to be.
Yeah.
It's going to be
Hello.
Zach's
Thank you
voicemail.
for calling.
Believe it or
This is
not,
Derek Van Dyke, and I can't come to the phone right now.
A lot of eyebrows.
I
in
have
that,
to
I like it.
I have to redo this take because I'm awkward. There's a reason I haven't redone my voicemail in like 8 to 10 years, and it's because
Oh,
it
yeah.
takes me an hour.
The most emotive voicemail I've ever seen.
Derek, I need you to know this, and I need you to understand like that I'm saying this as your friend. but
Right,
you have
right.
an extremely sultry voice, like you just do.
He really does. Like I'm not even bullshitting. Like it's Derek. You have the voice of an angel.
It's a really strangely attractive voice, and you should bask in that.
I will take it.
Yeah, please do.
Any little thing that helps me make up the fact that I'm a millennial in 2019 and everything's going wrong. Like,
Cheers.
I just like Derek's thing of like, yes, I'm extremely attractive. Takes a giant sip from jug. Listen, the boys staying hydrated. It's hot out.
it's bad. It's bad out.
Yeah,
I
no,
have
that's good for the skin to stay hydrated. You're
Half a
smart.
gallon of water on my face
Is
right
Derek
now.
Everybody
wearing-
take a drink of water right now. Stay hydrated.
I don't
I've
have
got
any
a-
water.
Everybody in
Coffee?
chat.
Can I drink
get,
coffee?
Get a glass of
Coffee
water.
counts. Coffee is
It
just
does.
flavored water.
Coffee
It's a-
dehydrates you.
Yeah, it's a diuretic, John.
That's a
makes
myth.
you take a big ol'
Coffee
shit.
does not dehydrate you.
oh,
That's a myth.
come on.
It's a myth. It's just flavored water. Coffee does not dehydrate you.
The caffeine
Look it up.
content in coffee is not does not dehydrate more than the water hydrates.
So should we talk about video games?
We should
I wanna talk about
eventually.
hydration now.
Who would do that?
But I guess
I'm just gonna
guess
keep petting this
that-
cat. I don't care.
I guess we can talk about video games. So we will go ahead and hit up the NPD stuff first. Unfortunately, our normal NPD guy, Matt Piscatella, with the NPD group, he couldn't make it tonight. He sends his apologies.
Super short
Uh,
notice, but yeah, follow Matt Piscatella if you care about this stuff at all, because he the
Yeah,
man.
he not only tweets like good industry insights, but every once in a while he'll like supplement it with weird ass facts, like the fact that there was like 1 month where like 20 people bought copies of Chrono Cross like in recent years in retail just for some reason. That's like kind of a fudged version of what he actually said, but like you should follow him because he has good facts and he's a good guy. Are you taking a picture of your webcam, Justin?
What are you doing?
I'm going to send you a picture of what my setup currently looks
Yeah,
like.
is that
You'll
not-
enjoy it. It's adorable.
Is that not how you guys take screenshots on your computer? That's how I've always done it.
Well,
God, these boomers.
I need
Yeah.
wider than a screenshot. You'll see.
So
Can we-
NPD, let's
Yeah.
get into the
NPD.
old NPD talk here. So in July 2009, and this is from VentureBeat, July 2019 tracked spending across video game hardware, software, accessories, and game cards total 762 million, slightly higher than a year ago. That's coming from our friend Matt Piscatella. Gains in software spending due to the shift of Madden NFL into the July tracking month offset declines across hardware, accessories, and game cards. And when you look at the year as a whole, sales are down slightly, and Matt says a lot of that is due to the slowing hardware segment because, of course, we are getting a new console generation next year. So that is to be expected. Matt also said that year-to-date spending across tracked video games, that's hardware, software, accessories, and game cards, has fallen 4% compared to last year. and declines in hardware spending have offset growth in software sales. As far as software goes, y'all, how about that Fire Emblem Three Houses?
That is insane. So what? It's already the second best-selling entry in the entire franchise in less than a full month. And this is without tracking digital sales. And it's with major stock issues. Major stock issues. It's been pretty hard to get a physical copy if you didn't pre-order. So
I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility that it is actually the highest, Derek, because we're not factoring in digital. This is physical copies only.
Yeah. Well, but
I think Nintendo is
Fire Emblem Awakening though faced a similar situation where Fire Emblem Awakening had a very high digital mix in its opening months because of stock issues.
I remember hearing about the stock.
I remember that too.
Yeah. So I wouldn't anticipate. And another thing is that Fire Emblem Fates does not get counted as a single SKU. It gets counted as, I believe, 3 separate SKUs in NPD. So Fire Emblem Fates, likely if you combine the Birthright and Conquest and limited editions together, probably outdoes as well. But I mean, it's a really strong start for Fire Emblem. Second overall for the month.
I would also point out that it's
go
maybe
ahead.
not like Madden NFL 20 was at the top, and it did make it into the top 10 selling games year to date at number 8 this month, in its debut month, including its digital sales. So I would say that while it's definitely possible that Fire Emblem was actually number 1, but I would maybe not totally take the wind out of Madden. It's fucking Madden.
I thought
NFL
he meant
20,
number 1 for the franchise, not number 1 for the month.
Oh, it is number 1 for the franchise.
It is number 1 for the franchise.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
Well,
it's still the best-selling game of the franchise. I think it sold triple what
Awakening did.
Fire Emblem Echoes on 3DS did.
No, Fire Emblem
Echoes, right?
Yeah, Awakening is still ahead of it.
Can you guys remind me what date Three Houses came out on? It's like the end of the month, right?
It was pretty late. It was like what, July 20th or something like that?
July 20. Yeah, it was 2 Fridays ago. So whatever that is.
It was more than 2 Fridays ago.
Was it more than that? It was.
Yeah. It would have been
time has gotten weird, hasn't it?
It'd have been the 26th.
Yeah,
that was actually with only that's
what it was. Yeah.
Only a week and some change.
So about 3 weeks. Wow. Okay, so in a week, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
Okay. I conflated my facts. So Fire Emblem Three Houses was the second best-selling video game of July 2019. This is from the press release. Fire Emblem Three Houses represents the largest launch of a Fire Emblem game in U.S. history, with launch month sales tripling those of previous bestseller in release month, Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valencia. So Shadows of Valencia was the bestseller in its release month. However, Fire Emblem Three Houses instantly becomes the second best-selling game in franchise lifetime sales, trailing only Fire Emblem Awakening.
It'll overtake Awakening. Easy.
I believe so. Long term, it absolutely will.
Also, just one quick thing I just wanted to add to. I'm just looking at the year to date, which is this is everything in the last 12 months. Madden 20 is already in the number 8 slot.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah.
Yeah, it just overtook MLB The Show and Days Gone. Which is
what else is
wild.
Mortal Kombat 11, top selling game for the calendar year. That's incredible.
Yeah. Well, it really goes to show, I remember when that game launched on Twitter, at least there was a big blow up about how heinous some of the launch microtransactions are. So it goes to show how small the bubble is on Twitter about that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. What a great month. And and the other side of it that Matt would bring up if he was here is that hardware and also accessories, are accessories down also?
I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
which I think is what Matt would probably, I don't want to speak for Matt, but I would guess is contributing to Fortnite still king shit, but is slowing down.
Also, just the end of a console generation. Why are you buying another PS4 controller right now?
I hear you, but here I am about to buy a $75 Gears of War controller.
Well, the Nintendo Switch Pro controller was the best-selling accessory last month.
Oh, word.
The Nintendo Switch is still the best-selling hardware for July, for the year to date. There's no reason to think it's not going to continue that trend to the rest of the year. It's just going to be that way until the PS5 and the Xbox, whatever.
Pro controller being the best-selling accessory makes a lot of sense when you look at the top 10 as well. You got 6 Nintendo Switch exclusive titles in the top 10. You got Fire Emblem Three Houses, which is a reason to have a Pro controller if you don't already. Mario Maker 2. Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, you got to figure there's a lot, which, by the way, that being as high as it is at number 4 overall for the month is kind of a surprise.
Not to me, not really. I mean, you've got
there wasn't a whole lot of
combination
buzz.
of Far From Home and in-game bump. So
Yeah, but so a lot of people probably picked up controllers to co-op with that.
Yeah, I'd also pin at least some of Minecraft sales on the Switch. I mean, there's not a breakdown here, but I imagine Minecraft on Switch is doing fine. That's probably something that's true.
Yeah.
So a couple other interesting NPD things I want to mention is you could really see, and this just leaped out at me, Spider-Man was almost in the top 10. So you could see that Spider-Man Far From Home, which I think is pretty cool.
It was in the top 10 last month.
And it's also been on sale a lot the past couple months.
Yeah.
No, I'm not surprised at all to see it kind of.
But NPD is also a dollars amount, not units moved. So if it's selling
that's true.
Close to the top 10, even on sale, then that's a lot of copies getting out there.
Yeah.
So, Grand Theft Auto still chilling out in there at number 6. That's fucking unbelievable.
It's gonna start. GTA 5 is still gonna sell in the PS5 and the Xbox.
Brandon, if people don't think that it's not going to be available for next generation consoles,
it absolutely will.
Yeah. No, it's going to remain a bestseller.
For
at least a couple
God
years.
knows how long.
Even after 6 comes out.
Can somebody contextualize for me? Obviously, I know that the audience for Ultimate Alliance is pretty sizable, but can somebody contextualize to me what success looks like for that game? Like, is number 4 considered a success?
So Ultimate Alliance as a series has never been like a huge seller. My understanding from what I was reading is that Ultimate Alliance 3 as a Switch exclusive has outsold Ultimate Alliance 1, which was a multi-plat and cross-gen multi-plat. That was like PlayStation 2, Xbox, PS3, Xbox 360,
PSP.
Wii, PSP, like everything.
It was on everything.
Right.
I would
Alliance
label this as like firmly unsurprising, right? Like there was no possible way that Ultimate Alliance was going to beat Madden NFL. There was probably no possible way it was going to beat Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and there was probably no possible way it was going to beat Super Mario Maker 2.
Yeah,
like, it was Super Mario Maker 2 launched this month, right? Like this was launch month for it.
Yeah, and that was number 3.
Like it was not going to beat any of those 3 titles in this launch month. But then you look at everything it did beat. Like I know it's all stuff that didn't launch this month, like Minecraft, GTA 5, Super Smash Brothers, all things like that. But it did, like, it came in solidly where you would expect it to for its launch month.
Yeah, Justin.
And also, like, it seems like a lower budget game too. And like, I don't mean that as like a dig against the game, but like,
I don't think it looks great.
It's hard to tell. It doesn't look amazing, and it has some performance hitches. But I mean, if you scope out compared to previous Ultimate Alliance games, the fact that each character is as much more unique compared to previous games, you basically had one character model that had the exact same normal move set.
But like, also like, it didn't have like a ton of marketing money behind it either.
True, but they shelled out on that voice cast, and that's usually a big cost. They had a very expensive voice talent cast.
That's Platinum developed, right?
Yeah.
No, it's Team Ninja.
No, Team Ninja. Team Ninja.
I don't know why in my guts I felt like it was a Platinum thing. Okay.
Oh, because we saw the Astral Chain news today, so you were just thinking Platinum games. Platinum games.
A couple other NPD things to mention. 6 of the top 10 best-selling video games of this were Nintendo titles, which is pretty cool. Of course, Mortal Kombat 11 is the best-selling video game of 2019 to date, which still just blows my fucking mind. And the top 10 best-selling games of the year so far are and I'm going from 1 to 10: Mortal Kombat 11, Kingdom Hearts 3, The Division 2, Anthem, Resident Evil 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, Red Dead Redemption 2, Madden NFL, Days Gone, and MLB 19 The Show.
Days Gone showing up.
It's a pre-save, really.
I'm shocked Sony hasn't given us any actual numbers for Days Gone. Like, especially with their new IPs, they like to usually get press out there, and like,
I mean, it's selling well. I don't know why they wouldn't.
Every single like sales analyst have been like, yeah, this game has overperformed in every single market, and they still haven't said anything about it, which is
do we have any releases on how Madden is done? Because if Madden's just slightly above it, you can maybe round down or whatever.
I haven't seen anything.
I don't know. I don't know. Sorry, John. What was that?
We have a couple numbers.
Oh, okay.
Not like super specific ones, but EA came out the other day and they said that it was, man, these are all like bullshit numbers. Hold on. It had the highest final week of pre-orders in franchise history, which is like oddly specific, but I guess people were really excited for it.
They just needed a fluff
Anybody
number.
see the John
I guess.
Oliver
But
segment
then-
on
and
the
then, like,
Guinness records?
Well over half of week 1 sell-through units were digital.
That's
so
like-
that was like, yeah, these are really bullshit.
Yeah.
Completely
That number that-
unhelpful.
That number that Reb read out, that's like saying,
It's
you
really
know,
made up
65% of PlayStation 4 owners ate a chicken salad sandwich while they were playing Days Gone.
Yeah,
Like,
Think about it.
It's kind of interesting. Like,
I might
does
have
that tell
actually
you?
like
done
looking
that,
through our
John.
stuff right now. Like Matt, it's interesting what demographics it does well into. Like, obviously, it does well in the U.S., but like the EMEA charts, that's like the Europe, the Middle East, Asia, and Australia charts. Like Madden NFL 20 barely made it on there because it's like American football, right? Like, why would they be buying that? And then I'm looking on here, like Fire Emblem, I think beat it on the UK charts as well. Because again, like it's the UK football, American football's not as big there. So it's just like, of course that would be number 1 in the US, but when you think about it globally, it's, still a big game, but not as big a deal.
Right.
John's headset died and they're wired headphones.
It's okay. I'm really mad at him right now.
You're mad?
Stay
Oh,
that
I'm mad
way.
at John, yeah.
Why?
Because he cited our competitor instead of the article that I wrote lovingly a couple hours ago
Oh shit.
Classic John.
on the show that I'm on.
Classic
How
John.
Dare
He's not reading the
not
words
engage
that I
in
lovingly
nepotism.
craft.
I like to imagine he's just pouting. While John's doing that,
At least the one time I made a mistake like that was I'm like, hey, this is a really cool article that I posted in the DM, and Rev was like, yeah, I wrote it.
You should have recovered from that being like,
It was a
yeah,
nice
I
compliment,
know.
though.
That's
Thank
why it's
you.
good.
Nice to know that you thought it was good without knowing it was mine.
Yeah, like I'm so glad. I'm like, oh, thank God it was an article I liked.
Thank God you didn't think something I wrote was shit.
Did you
Justin.
see this dumb piece of shit article? I'd hate to be the person who wrote that.
Oh yeah, John's also hating on Golden Sun today on Twitter, so we can cancel him. He's fine. Carry on.
what other video game topics do we have? It's been a weird
Weren't we
week.
gonna
gonna
go
talk
over
about
what
Loot
we've been
Crate.
playing?
Let's do that a little bit while we're gone.
yeah.
Zach, you've been gone forever. What have you been playing, man?
What have I been playing? Battlefield 5 because somebody needs to, I guess. I've been playing Battlefield Sandstorm, which is a cool video game that started as a mod that made its own game, and then this is a sequel to that game. It's a focus home game, so I naturally have a bit of an affinity for it. And then I have been replaying through all of the Gears of War games in anticipation of Gears 5. I just beat Gears 4 on insane difficulty, which is cool, I guess. But yeah, I don't know, not that much. Brandon, what have you been playing, man?
The game of the year, Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers.
Why have so many people
Rip
playing
Sekiro,
Shadow?
by the way, this is a recent realization, maybe over like the last week or two. I'm like, yeah, FF14 is the game of the year for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard. Okay, wait. If you can you give me like a 1-minute pitch on that game? Like I only
absolutely.
ever hear like out of context things about it.
So it's like all of FF14 or specifically the expansion pack that just came out?
Yeah, give me
Let's
the
say the
expansion.
expansion. Yeah, let's say the expansion.
Yeah.
I think we lost Reb too. It's so weird.
I think that I think she and John are talking in private. Want to make sure his headset's
No, I'm on push to talk. So I
okay.
just wasn't regaling you with me
Whoa,
going,
Discord's
I love you
freaking
so
out.
much to my cat who's in my lap right now. I figure you didn't.
Yeah, John just
carry on.
disappeared. I still can't see Reb. Like, this is a mess.
Yeah,
I'm
John's
here. Me and
Okay.
my cat are here.
I believe him.
I'm back. I can
We
hear
can
you.
hear
Yeah,
you.
that was
I'm
fucking
glad you're
weird.
back. Now Brandon was pitching me on the new expansion Shadowbringers, so I gotta
Do
hear it.
Man,
Oh,
how do you pitch an MMO to people who just like don't want to play an MMO? It's actually impossible because you have to want it. But
I have to. What? Okay, wait. Can you just give me like what's the time sync? If I
Absolutely.
wanted to get into it, what's the time sync?
to get to the
Hundreds of
expansion pack,
hours.
it's 300 hours, 250 to 300 hours. Yeah,
That's too much.
to get to the new content without paying like $50 to buy their things that let you jump forward.
But it's good.
Oh, it's better than good.
I'm glad you're loving it. See, this is the type of thing that like. This is a fascinating conversation where like I genuinely believe you when you say that like it's a game of the year contender, but I wonder if the time sink needed to get to that content is so great that it would just push it from like the possibility of people just checking
No,
it out.
absolutely. And yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
that's completely and utterly reasonable. I if you don't want to put like, 300 hours into this MMO to see why this, expansion pack is worthy of like the 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 reviews that it got. Like,
Oh, it's fucking awesome. I love it.
yeah,
I believe
I
you
went
actually
I
put
went
that
through
much
some of
time.
it with John, like some of the end game stuff. Like the final boss of the expansion pack is one of the best Final Fantasy bosses.
Ever. It's fantastic. Yeah.
All of them. Like the music during it is like I can't say that Dancing Mad and One Winged Angel are like the best anymore because this is just too good.
Dancing
So I
Mad-
like weirdly have a comment on the music in that game.
Yeah, please. I
So
want to hear it.
I don't play this game, this Final Fantasy MMO thing that you're all into. I just listen to you all talk about it. I play World of Warcraft, and one of the things I do, it involves Final Fantasy. I play World of Warcraft, and one of the things that I'm really weird about, the music in World of Warcraft is like fine. Like Mists of Pandaria had good music,
I
but for the
remember.
most
It's
part,
fine.
it's
okay.
just like it's like ambient. Sometimes it's good, but like for raiding, when you're just listening to the same like drums over and over again, it's not very good. So what I do is I make playlists when I raid. There's usually like a certain amount of bosses in a raid, and so I'll do like a couple little ambient tracks for killing trash, and then I'll like pull specific songs that I think fit each boss. And more and more when I form these because so I'll just always play the same song for every boss, so they have like a theme. And more I find myself pulling music from Final Fantasy 14 or whatever it is, this MMO, and using it bosses. Like the one I'm doing right now. We're in the Eternal Palace, which is the where you fight Ashara. She has this fight where she creates like this weird monster called the Radiance of Ashara, and I'm using the music from Shiva. Is that a real thing?
Oh yeah, Shiva's definitely one of the standout tracks.
Yeah, it's really good, and it like fits that fight so well, and so I'm using it, and I'm just listening to that over and over whenever I fight Radiance of Ashara. So yeah, that you guys got to speed on music. It's really
you should definitely consider adding the Shadowbringer's final boss to your playlist. I don't even want to say the name of it because it's a spoiler, but that's the thing. Like it takes 300 and it takes like 250 hours to get to this. Like
that's such a big ask.
It's hard to say it's a spoiler because like if you're not gonna get to it, if you're not playing it now, you're never gonna play it.
Right.
Or you won't. It'll be old content by the time you get to it. But whatever.
There's another boss track from Final Fantasy 14 that I would add to your playlist. It's called A Fine.
Sorry, you broke up. What?
Yeah, you broke up. Fine.
Sorry. There's another track from Final Fantasy 14 I would add to your playlist. It's called A Fine Death. It's awesome.
Okay, I'll look into it.
Derek, I want Derek to talk now. I've been gone. You have to let me get this.
I was gonna say if I've decided to torture myself. And today, so I've never played a Call of Duty game ever in my life.
Really?
No, and
That's fine.
It's fine. But starting today, I've decided I'm going to play the campaign for every Call of Duty game. And
why?
Well, everyone from Modern Warfare or the original onward, I don't know. One time I sat down and watched every Transformers movie back to back. Sometimes I do things. Sometimes I hurt myself to see if I can still feel.
Today I learned that my friend Zach Zuisen over at Kotaku apparently played every Angry Birds game and wrote an article.
Why would you do that to yourself?
I don't know, but now he's doing it with the Talking Tom games, and I'm not really clear as to what's going on there either.
I hurt myself.
I'm concerned about Derek playing a bunch of Call of Duty games because I don't want him to transform into some kind of super soldier.
My hope is that next week when I come on, Derek has gotten like a tribal band tattoo around his back. Derek, honestly, like I'm a little bit curious to see what the takeaway is because like in my head I'm like, oh, Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare had a good campaign, and like
it's okay. I'm a few stages into the original Modern Warfare. Like I just finished the level where you raid the TV station.
Yeah.
So like I literally just started today, and like it's okay. It sure is a shooter campaign. I mean the AI is dumb as shit. So there's even on the highest difficulties, like it's not a challenge, but like it's It's all right. I mean, I figure I got to get further in.
I'm interested to see your take on. Again, this is like the original Black Ops came out, and I was like in 9th grade, and in my head I remember like I think that campaign is good. I'm sure if I played it now it would be trash, but I'm interested. I'm interested. I want to keep hearing.
Like my thought process, just from extrapolating out from how early I am, is that the story in these games is going to be absolute ass, but I can see how they're trying to set up mission variety. And I think that's very important in creating a single player experience, is in giving people switching things up.
I just remember a great Prison Break sequence from Black Ops. So I at least want to hear you report back on that. Yeah.
I'll let y'all know.
Reb, what do you think of the duty called?
I played in college. My neighbors across the hall had whichever one had zombies.
Reb.
Oh, that's not.
That was all of them since World War.
Probably Black Ops.
Let's see.
It's probably one of the Black
That would have
Ops
been.
games.
I graduated in 2013, so it probably would have been 2011, 2012, something like that.
1. Yeah,
Okay.
Black Ops 1. Well, Black Ops 2 came out in 2012, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I think it was the one before that then.
Okay, Black Ops 1. Yeah.
Okay, it was probably that. I went over there and we played zombies, and that was fun. Oh, the cat's gone now. But you know, it's not my thing, right? Like, I think I said on this podcast before that I had like a weird. I think I said this on like last podcast or the Friday show something recently, that I had like this weird turning point where I started just gravitating really far away from any games that had violence in them at all, and Call of Duty is just like really like mainstream, exact opposite of the kind of thing that I play. So, you know, it's fine, whatever. Like, people like it, good for them. I'm glad people find it fun. I did have fun, like getting together in a rowdy group of friends and like playing zombies. It was a good time, but like I would probably never play that game outside of like if you all were hanging out and Zach, you said, hey, do you want to play Call of Duty with us? I'd be like, yeah, sure, cool. And we'd have a great time. But I think outside of that context, I'll probably never play the game.
Fair enough. I mean, like, I'm trying to summon the enthusiasm for the one that comes out in a couple weeks. Like, I might even see if some folks here want to play Modern Warfare, because there's crossplay in the new one, which is I guess is cool. Like, I would say that's the only thing that's got me interested in the new game, is like, hey, we can all play together.
I think you, me, and Maddie are probably the 3 that'll be.
Derek, do you have what is it?
I don't know.
Is that a bandana?
What is that?
It might be.
Did you get a head injury
It's
while we were
lacy-
talking?
I totally missed you even putting that out. What is that?
I don't know.
Is that your
It was
infinite ammo bandana?
It was on my desk, and I don't know what it is.
Keep it on.
There's
Fuck
a
it,
lot
dude.
of things on my desk that I could put on my head, but I don't.
Okay, are you guys ready to talk about Loot Crate?
Can I say what I've been playing?
I haven't said what I've been playing either. John hasn't said what he's been playing. What the fuck, John?
Hey, I was absent for like 3 minutes of the conversation.
We just started talking about Call of Duty.
All right, continue.
Justin, what are you playing, man?
So I played through Doom 3 again this week. There was recently a port that was put out. There was some controversy around the Doom 1 and 2 port because of them requiring a Bethesda.net login to play Doom 1 and 2. But thankfully, the Doom 3 port was in good shape. It was done by Panic Button. So I played it on PS4 Pro, and it was native 4K, 60 FPS. So it was native 4K, 60 FPS, and it was a game I wanted to revisit for a little while.
When was the last time you played it?
I think it was at launch.
Okay.
I remember playing it.
18 years
That's
ago.
a long time ago.
Yeah, so I remember playing it at like 800 by 600.
That's same.
Really
I think
inconsistent.
I played it at 1024, but
yeah, really inconsistent frame rate.
I
Low settings, so like
30 to 40 frames per second, maybe.
I think I was more like 20 to 30, like when I played it. Yeah, on like some family computer at a friend's house. So, it was fun to revisit. Like, that game has some weird inconsistencies, but like, it's a really fascinating game because it kind of like predicted a move in rendering and game design that didn't really happen. So it's still kind of a really unique game with how it uses light and shadow. and some of the cool little details with it. Like, it's an inconsistent game, and it's 15 years old, so those things show. But I had a good time with it. Obviously, it's a very, very it's the black sheep of the Doom series.
Yeah, big time.
But it's a cool game, and I would like to see maybe kind of that like more horror infused approach come back, even if in just like a spin-off series or something.
I think it was a decent horror game. Like I remember like jumping a few times.
Like there's a point though when it's just like, oh hey, every enemy spawns behind you. Hey, every door you open, there is going to be an imp pouncing in your face. Like it gets to the point where you get so you get so used to what it's trying to do as jump scares that like you just get annoyed by some of them. But like it's a cool game and it feels very different from the other Doom games.
Derek
so that's what I was playing.
Derek is committed to being cuter every 5 minutes.
Derek
I'm
is
here for it.
What are you doing
I'm
now?
cute.
But look at Derek.
Look at Derek. I mean,
Yeah,
Reb is
Derek's-
cute, but look,
Derek's cute. That's fine.
Derek is pretty cute. I, on the other hand, am
I
not
won't
cute at
ever
all.
deny that. I won't ever deny Derek's extreme, powerful, cute energy.
We've all been just really flattering him tonight. I think we need to knock him down a few pegs.
Yeah,
slowly.
I deserve it. I
Derek,
deserve to be
you
knocked
suck.
down a few pegs.
You're terrible at Dark Souls.
Hey, stop insulting Derek!
You
Oh, sorry.
John,
we were tearing him down.
Why?
Is it my turn?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It'll be your turn.
Okay, it's my turn. What have I been playing? So I started my Blue Lions playthrough of Fire Emblem the other day. And this time
the best house.
I'm playing it on classic mode hard. Because I want the true Fire Emblem experience.
Balls of steel.
What was that? What was that, Brandon?
Balls of steel.
My only thing about Fire Emblem, I played it on normal mode, and it was way too easy. Like it was way too easy. With the exception of the very last battle, I literally just coasted through the whole game. So I want
the old Fire Emblems used to be so fucking hard.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I want to recapture.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna do classic mode hard. It is hard, really. By the way, you want to talk about hard mode? It's really hard to not pay attention to Derek when he keeps dolling himself up like every 30 seconds over there.
The scarf actually kind of diminished it for me, to be honest.
No, I don't. Like Derek has been literally pouring points into his charisma skill tree.
No,
this
he's
entire
crossed the line.
podcast.
I don't know how to wear a
Derek,
scarf, and
Derek,
Zach
the only-
obviously does. So
Derek, the only thing I want to see is you put that fucking Wario outfit on.
I don't know where it is right now.
The only other thing I've been playing right now, I've been playing a shitload of Fire Emblem, Super Mario Maker, and I've been doing another Trials of Mana playthrough. And tomorrow, fucking Grandia 2 or Grandia 102, the Grandia HD collection for Switch.
Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
Fucking classic JRPGs. I'm really excited about that.
Definitely one of my favorite games.
Grandia
So
2 is
Grandia
great.
3 is part of that collection, right?
It's not.
And nor should it be.
Nor should it be. We don't talk about Grandia 3 here.
We're gonna have a Grandia 3 podcast soon.
I'm willing to
Grandia old
stream.
time.
I am willing to stream Crypt of the Serpent King for everybody. That's the other game I played.
How is it, John?
It is definitely a video game that was made by some people. It looks
Define
like
made.
everything. It looks like every character until they get really close to you looks like a distant clump of grape nuts, and it
That's how
is.
people look to me in the real world. So
It looks like your player character has glaucoma the whole time, and it is just Crypt of the Serpent King. I urge everybody to go look up a video of Crypt of the Serpent King. It's you really have to see this game to experience it for yourself. It's the same room over and over again. The whole game is just like 10 levels, and you're walking around a dungeon avoiding enemies, trying to get keys to unlock the levels, and every single level is the same, and every single room is the same. Every single one. You can run past every enemy, get every key, and just go down. It is unbelievably fucking terrible. It's awful. Anyway, that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been playing. Who's
That
next?
sounds amazing.
Brandon, you really need to look at a video of Crypt of the Serpent King.
Crypt of the Serpent King. Okay.
It's a fucking experience. Who's next?
Me.
Reb, please.
Yeah, well, mine's not very exciting. For the, one person that probably listens to this on YouTube and is not in chat right now and does care about World of Warcraft, I am very proud of my guild right now. We spent like 2 weeks in a row mashing our heads into what's her name? Priscilla Ashvane, 4th boss of Eternal Palace on Heroic, and we
I
finally
have a
beat
newfound
her.
appreciation for rating, so yeah, I understand.
Oh
what goes
god,
into
yeah.
that now,
She's a wall. She's a huge DPS check. We finally beat her, and then we one-shot the 2 bosses after her, Oragoza and the court, whatever that is. So now we have the last 2. They're really hard. We're going to be doing them on Saturday, but I'm just really proud of my guild. I'm glad that I found. I think like the one note I will have about that is that it is extremely difficult in MMORPGs if you don't already have a group of friends that you're going in with to find a group that like here's the thing. So I'm like a woman, I play video games, I'm really outgoing and extroverted. I like to chat. I like to be on voice chat with people when I raid with them. But it's like a coin flip, right? Like if I jump into a chat with a bunch of people who are raiding, about 50% of the time I'll be like, hey, and they'll be like, oh, hey, yeah, welcome. Like, cool, we're going to go do this. And it's just like normal. But the other 50% of the time they're like, a girl, there's no girls on the internet. And like immediately I leave when that happens because like, fuck you. Like, this is not what I came here for. This is so stupid. And it's seriously like a 50-50 shot. I never fucking know. Or the other thing will be, they won't say anything. And then like 10 minutes in, they'll be like, wow, a woman playing a DPS character, that's usually usually see women playing like healers, like you're doing really well. And I'm like, that's not a fucking compliment, you jackass.
Yeah,
fuck off. My sex organs have nothing to do with my capability of playing a video game. Thanks. I've gotten that before. Anyway, so like I stumbled into this group. It was kind of like an accident. Like an old guildie of mine just found them randomly advertising for more raiders and then said they were good, and I joined them. And I'm always like real hesitant when that happens, but they've been like a really stellar group of people. Like they've been fantastic, and they haven't. It's been like 2 months and no one said a racism. Like it's amazing. And they have like other women in the group, and everybody just like it's treated like human beings. Like what the fuck? I don't know what that is. So that I'm proud of that. Just are you raising your hand, or were you doing a thing?
Kind of. Just on a similar note, I'm really excited for the cross save coming in Destiny, because in Destiny 1, there was a bunch of people that I used to raid with all the time, but when Destiny 2 came out, they went to PC because they were all primarily PC gamers. The only reason they had Destiny 1 on PS4 was that it was only on consoles, so they moved to PC. So they're going to help me do a bunch of stuff that I've missed because, I haven't had a crew to play in Destiny in a while. And it'll be really fun playing with, the people that, really kind of ignited my love for that game. They took me on my first raid. They took me on my first Nightfall. I'm really excited to get back into it with them. So I'm really excited for that. So I'm hoping I can kind of like get the old gang back together.
Hell yeah.
I did just want to add the other thing I'm playing. I haven't been playing anything new. The other thing I've been playing is John started his Blue Lions run. I finished my Blue Lions run, which is the first house that I started with, and I'm now on to Golden Deer. At the moment, I have if you haven't seen the video of the voice actor for Claude, like telling
he's
Golden
just
Deer
Claude, and it's great.
Memes, he's so great. I love him so much. But I'm playing Golden Deer. I have no idea when my interest in this game is going to flag. It has slowed down a little bit. Like I think I'm only on chapter 5 of the Golden Deer so far, but I still like fucking love this game, and I'm so glad that people encouraged me to try Fire Emblem. So
me too. I am really happy.
I played Shadows of Valencia before, and it was good. Like I didn't dislike it, but it didn't quite capture me in this.
It's a little dry.
Yeah, well, it's what it is. I mean, the tactical stuff is fine. Like I enjoy it plenty, but it really is the social elements that get me. I'm definitely on the side of if this game had never introduced social elements, I probably would have never gotten into it. So.
That's awesome. I'm really that makes me really happy to hear.
That's really good.
Has anybody not gone?
I think we've all gone, John.
I think we did it, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So unfortunately, we do have kind of a depressing topic to touch on this week, and that is the situation around Loot Crate, which has affected personal friends of mine. So everybody knows, or if you don't know, Loot Crate has been having some trouble for some time now, right? For the past year, people have reported, many people have reported not getting the boxes they're paying for. Some subscribers report not having received subscription boxes in the past 3 months. I'm pulling some information from Gizmodo here. the Gizmodo deputy editor, who receives a courtesy subscription for media, says the last shipment that arrived was in May. There have also been complaints of repeat items, boxes filled with just cheap shit, which is Loot Crate.
I've always thought that Loot Crate like sounded way too good to be true.
Yeah, I do want to just like get this out of the way because this is mainly a topic about how much it sucks like for the people who work there. But I do want to throw out there, like I did subscribe to Loot Crate for like a year way back in 2014.
I did too for a while,
like real early on. I've still got a couple really good t-shirts from it. And for like the first year, it was really good. It was
cool.
Like the stuff in there was good. My husband my ex-husband now, but we had very different nerdy interests, and so we could open a box. We could each probably find like most of the stuff would be like something that either of us would enjoy, and then there'd be like one thing we wouldn't like, and we always had a friend that we could give it to, and then we got kind of this joy of like giving this really silly but still high quality gift. And after about a year, the quality started just going way down the tubes. Like we had like a box in our basement that was just full of old Loot Crate stuff that we didn't know what to do with, and we were just going to give to people, but we could never find someone to give it to. And so eventually we decided this is not worth the money anymore. And part of the reason behind that is they started doing all these like spin-off boxes, like these really specific ones. Like, you know, they did, I don't know, they probably did like a Star Wars box.
They did
like
a Halo one for
like a Doctor Who box.
Yeah.
Like all these really specific boxes.
I think there was a Mass Effect one that actually looked really cool. Like,
yeah. So like the example there, the result is like if they're doing a Mass Effect box, you know, before that, Mass Effect stuff might have been in the regular crate, but now all of a sudden Mass Effect is no longer in the regular crate. And you're doing so many spin-off boxes that you're no longer putting like major franchises into the main one. So everyone who's got the main ones like, this is junk, and they're throwing it away. But then I'm not interested enough. I like Mass Effect, and if I got one random thing for Mass Effect, it'd be really cool. But I don't like Mass Effect enough to subscribe to a monthly box of Mass Effect shit.
So everything they have their own box for, that stuff no longer shows up in the main box.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, that's like a personal anecdote, but that was definitely my experience. Like,
if they keep launching these spin-off boxes, then it's kind of like a what's even left scenario.
Yeah.
Right. Like at a certain point, you're just like, oh, here's this weird Five Nights at Freddy's toy that was probably irrelevant like 3 years ago. You like
Mighty Mouse, right? That's a thing.
Yeah, like honestly, the best thing that I got out of this box wasn't even from anything. It's a t-shirt that I still wear. It's a black t-shirt that is a skull, like a human skull in white on it, but the skull is made out of cats. It's so good. It's one of my favorite t-shirts, and it's really lightweight and it's comfortable and soft, and I love that shirt, and I got that. And after like 3 months, they stopped doing anything. Like they stopped putting shirts in them for the most part, if I remember right. Yeah, they may have picked it up again later, but I do not remember getting a shirt after a certain point. It was
I agree with Rep, right? Like I was subbed to Loot Crate for a year, and it was great. And I once it started getting like I canceled it. I was like, okay, well this is not really whatever. I don't care anymore. You know, the quality's going down. I'm not really interested in any of this, and I stopped. Right, and that was kind of like the end of my you know having anything to do with Loot Crate. But the company had fallen into disrepair as of late. So last. They closed their warehouse and laid off 150 workers, and they announced plans to outsource to a third-party logistics. Now, last week, they filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and last Friday laid off an additional 50 employees without any severance or benefits at all. And nobody had any idea about what was going to happen until it happened. You know, and which this has left, you know, personal friends of mine who have medical conditions that they need a job to pay for, unable to take care of themselves. And the bitch of it is Loot Crate leadership released a press. They made a press release insisting that employees would be fine and everybody was going to be taken care of. And everybody got a foot in the ass and they were out the door. And it's just one more instance of how this industry is, in general, sometimes just absolute shit at taking care of its own.
Sure.
This one's a real weird one too, right? Like I'm not disagreeing with that at all, but it's weird because it's not specifically gaming industry, but it is very gaming adjacent, right? Like it's not even quite a retailer. It's a subscription.
It's a subscription box. It's
for physical.
Well, it's like a
items.
geek culture thing, right?
Yeah, and like but they also I need to pull this up. I'm pretty sure they had like a game
Specialty
subscription
retail.
service too.
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, they're not the same. But to me, I mean, it just we're coming up on a year since Telltale went down.
Oh, yeah.
And so it just feels like there's some eerie similarities, right? Where you know, early success, and they just couldn't quite match that. And then obviously, the worst of it all is letting employees go without paying them the respects of severance and that sort of thing.
Oh, this is super interesting. So in October of 2018, so not even a full year ago, Loot Crate launched a monthly indie game subscription. $10 a month. It's very Humble Bundle-esque, right? Like it's $10 a month. You get 5 indie games each month. Only one is revealed before launch. It's called Loot Play. Article from us was that from Games Industry was that 4 Addicts Crossing Souls, published by Devolver Digital, was the first game in the crate. So I just Googled Loot Play real quick. It's a broken link now. Don't know what happened to that.
That launched. Did you say that was last month?
The article is from October 17th in 2018. So it was last year.
Okay.
But I don't know when the subscription.
And like, when I hear that, isn't that sort of around the time when like Discord tried to dip its toes into like having a storefront too? Like, wasn't there this weird period last fall where these couple little stores popped up, and then Epic,
and then the Epic store was in December. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like for a little while, there's like Discord Nitro. Like I think a lot of
Discord began selling games in August of last year.
Wow.
So, yeah,
okay. So like
you're right. That was right.
Period. Okay. Yeah. What a weird trajectory, and like literally no waves as far as I'm concerned in terms of like their little indie subscription model. But that's cool. I just didn't know it was really a thing.
The real shitty thing about this Loot Crate scenario is that you get the impression they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy to prevent employees from getting benefits or severance after they were cut loose. And that's just a special kind of scummy that I really am having a hard time wrapping my head around.
I would also like throw an addendum to that. Like they laid off 150-ish people in July, from what we know, because they closed down a factory in California, or not a factory, a warehouse. So those people all got laid off in July. That was not that long ago. And then this time they seem to have laid off over 50 people, and they did that 48 hours-ish, according to kind of like the Twitter reports, before they announced that they were filing for bankruptcy. People had like no warning. They apparently got no severance. And then their press release is, delightful. Their press release, The press release says, daily operations will continue as usual. Unique and exciting fan items will be purchased, crates will be shipped, and all aspects of the business will go on as before the Chapter 11 filing. Our employees will continue to be paid as usual during this transaction. Well, that's like a real convenient statement, right? Because, yeah, sure, that's like literally true, because you did, like the employees that you currently have, I suppose are probably like 60 or so left, are probably going to they're going to keep getting paid as normal throughout this transition, but you just laid off like over 50 of them and they're not going to get paid.
Yeah, they're not employees.
Like it's very convenient, isn't it? Very nice.
And they have no legal recourse at all, Reb, at all.
Did they not? So you said that the bankruptcy thing was true, but like, and I don't know what the legal implications are around that, but wasn't there like a lawsuit on one of the other, wasn't it Telltale, right? Where they like sued because
so you can
there's like a law in California.
So if they are withholding pay, so I actually asked my mom about this because she's a lawyer. If a corporation or a company or an employer is withholding, like I'm not going to give you your paycheck because fuck you, you don't like, then that you can file a lawsuit, you can sue. If you file Chapter 11 bankruptcy, you are not obligated to pay them anything, because technically when you file bankrupt, like we're bankrupt, we can't, we have certain protections. And so you can't, you have no legal recourse.
So I don't know, and I'm sorry, Justin, I know you had your hand up. I just want to, this is from the Telltale layoffs back in September of 2018. And this was actually the Telltale Games employees. That was a layoff. It affected around 250 employees after Telltale Games shut down. But this was part of an interview from Game Daily, actually. It seemed like the employees were suing because there's a WARN Act in California specifically that requires employees to be notified in at least 60 days in advance of mass layoffs or the closure of a work location, like a plant or a studio. Or sorry, the exemption doesn't. Maybe that's a federal law. I don't know. It's some law. And there seems to be like maybe some legal confusion as to whether that would count or not. And I don't know what the situation is with bankruptcy, but like I don't know the situation, but they may be liable for back pay. I don't know.
Huh.
Anyway, sorry, Justin, you had your hand up like a million years ago.
Oh yeah, I mean that's fine. What you were saying was important. All I wanted to say is I think it's weird how little I've heard about this. Like I had not even heard about the situation until John mentioned. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're going to talk about Loot Crate tonight," and I'm like, I have no idea what's going on.
Here's the thing, Justin and Brandon, is that like part of the problem is that none of these articles are really talking about it. Are really talking about what happened to the employees.
Like all I heard was that Loot Crate was getting bought or something.
Yeah, so like these are all like employee testimonials from people who have been let go. You know, and of course, like I've got friends at Loot Crate who have been like, "Holy fucking shit, you're not going to believe what just happened." But I mean, in order to find like the information on this stuff, you literally right now have to go to Twitter and social media and look at people that have been affected and get the story.
Or you could go to gamesindustry.biz, which John keeps forgetting about throughout this whole podcast.
Sorry, Rebecca. Yes, you could absolutely go to gamesindustry.biz.
Got spicy
like,
That's literally where the best reporting is right now.
But I also feel like, and I don't think it's justified, but I also think that like one, I think people separate like this because it's like on the side of the game industry, like it's not, so people kind of ignore it, which I don't think they should. And then I also think that like there was good work being done at that company by folks, but it also had like people like to drag those crates for not being like the same quality that they like, you know what I mean? Like people used to like I felt like they were a punching bag for a little while, and so it's easy for people to be like, hey, this company that was giving out shit crates, like what you were paying $20, $30, $40 a month for, are going out of business. And so people were like, oh, cool, this shit's going out. But like, there's still people behind that, and they were still doing a bunch of like article writing and interesting shit there. So
yeah,
their
company's not gone well for like years. Like the CEO Chris Davis was like, oh yeah, we've been struggling for the last 18 months. Guys, you've been struggling since 2016. Like they laid off 12 people in 2016. They had more layoffs in 2017. They defaulted on a loan, refinanced it in 2018, and then laid off 150 people in July. Like this has just been ongoing. This has been just like a constant mess. And also, but I do think that the reason why Games Press hasn't picked it up is because, like we said earlier, like Loot Crate is kind of this weird like gaming adjacent thing, right? Like it doesn't quite. Like, I don't get press releases from Loot Crate. I probably could if I tried hard enough, though I did notice today when I was trying to get, like, reach out to Loot Crate for a statement that their press contact on their website has you go to a website, you go to press. Ideally, there's an email there that's like press@lootcrate.com or something like that I can email and say, hey, could I get a statement? But instead, Loot Crate has a form that you fill out, which is annoying. But the second thing they have is this form. It is specifically like dedicated with blanks to try to get to assume that you are reaching out to them because you want a free Loot Crate. Like it asks you what month you want the Loot Crate for and like what items you're specifically interested in. And I'm like, no, that's not why I'm emailing you guys.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know where I was going with that.
It also just feels like a company, and I guess like, I mean, you know, who knows, like, it feels like something that would have been acquired by somebody, like by a big company, and that would have been like pivoted to something different. Like, can you like, listen, I'm not a Bezos fan, I'm not an Amazon fan, but like, it feels like something that they would be like, hey, we have Twitch now, and like, hey, this, you know, Twitch does, like, it feels like something that would have been picked up, but you know, maybe the business was just rotten at its core. I don't know. But
they're open to be. That's the thing now. Like they filed for bankruptcy, and they're like open to being acquired now. Like, that's what's going to happen probably.
Yeah, but also somebody wants to. Here. But also, fuck out of here.
Somebody wants to put their money on. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's like room for like somebody with money and like common sense to hop on that and like buy it and then say, okay, you have like Loot Crate is a name. Loot Crate is like the nerdy subscription box. We all know what that is. I think there's someone who can take that name, like, you know, nix all the really specific crates and then like put energy and time into making this nerdy subscription box something that people actually want to spend money on and
get back to basics, really. You know?
I think there's like a profitable thing there that people could do with it. It's not like a total waste of time, but yeah, like I mean, there's obviously just been like years of bad decisions going on here, and
And
sorry, that's what I was trying to say earlier. I think that's like the reason why gaming press hasn't quite picked up on it yet, because it did kind of just show up. It's like hidden on Loot Crate. Unless you're like frequenting Loot Crate's website or specifically following people who work at Loot Crate, you've probably been slow to get this information.
Yeah.
And once you get it, there's kind of like at least a momentary question of, is this news for us? Like, I got a really cool pitch the other day about something to do with tabletop gaming, and it had some gaming people involved in it, but I had to like look at it and go, is this actually news for our site? I don't think it is, because it is specifically around tabletop. This is because they did have an indie game subscription service, and they are like, you know, they had a lot of gaming stuff going on, like you said with the Fallout stuff, but it's questionable.
Brandon, you sounded like you wanted to say something.
No, not really. No.
Okay. Just want I didn't want to make sure I wasn't gonna take your thunder there.
Justin, did you have something?
Not about this. Strange news thing just came up that when we are done talking about Loot Crate,
Okay.
we might want to discuss.
I've just
You piqued my interest. What is it?
Yeah, no.
well, hold on. I've got.
Well,
I've got
I don't want to interrupt this conversation.
All right.
So I'm just gonna sit here and wonder what it was?
So I'm gonna say one quick thing, because I know friends who were affected by this are watching. I hope you come out of this okay. And I'm sorry this happened to you. And I wish there was more. I wish there was more I could do to help. I feel terrible, and I know that some of you are struggling right now with paying bills and medical expenses, and I'm thinking about you right now.
Solidarity with workers.
Yeah,
for sure.
best of luck. Like fuck this shit. Fuck U.S. labor laws that let people get away with this
I
shit.
wish I could unionize. It's time to fucking unionize. Like,
I mean, that's like a whole different conversation, right? Like, would people who work at a place like Loot Crate unionize with the gaming industry? Probably not, but nonetheless, unionize.
no.
I'm not gonna
Anyway,
say.
Justin, what was this news you wanted to spring upon us?
So, for anybody that may have attended EVO 2019.
Oh, thank fuck! I thought you were gonna say E3 again, and I was about ready to go throw a lamp off my desk. God damn it! Oh no!
So for anybody that attended EVO 2019 this year, there is now a health alert out because somebody with a confirmed case of measles was in the vicinity, and there is a high chance of a measles
And
outbreak.
EVO is
Vaccinate your goddamn children. Fucking vaccinate unless you
Evo-
have a confirmed medical reason not to do so, in which case the rest of us should be protecting you, Jesus.
Okay.
Wow.
I can. So let me. I was half about to crack the joke, and I'm going to stop and correct myself. So the problem with giant tournament events is they are crowded. Like the whole hygiene joke about the fighting. Like, yes, there's always those couple of dudes who clearly have not showered and they ruin it for everybody. But it doesn't matter. Like, I used to be a TO, and not even on like Evo's level, right? We're talking just regional level. And every single person could shower that morning immediately before heading to the venue, and halfway through the show, y'all stank. Like, it's hot, you're crammed together. Now introduce measles to that shit.
Jesus.
I'm sorry.
Like, that's the thing. You're just stuffed together, breathing each other's air, rubbing your asses against each other. Like, there's no
Is
way
it-
around it.
Is it insensitive, Derek, to call this the Dark Souls of fighting game?
Zach, why?
Well,
I don't even.
We
it's
got
not
him
even
back,
funny.
folks.
didn't they call like the don't they call it Evola when you get sick from going to Evo?
Ebola. I like it.
Probably.
Ebola.
And
I mean,
Well,
it's
you got
common enough.
Ebola.
measles.
You've got the Pax Pox.
Yeah.
No,
But that's
I'm
just what
gonna be,
happens.
But
Yeah,
measles,
no, like-
measles should not fucking be in that equation. Smell, yes. Colds, yes. Weird flus, probably. Even though we should all be getting our flu shot, but the flu is a
Right.
Maybe it's
but
time you vaccinate.
measles-
Maybe it's
But
time
fucking
everybody
measles.
vaccinated.
Measles should not be in that equation anywhere. Like, what the
Vaccinate
fuck
your
else? Like,
fucking kids.
yeah, like what other weird ass diseases are gonna be like at Evo because people are
Yeah.
like no.
Hey,
no,
what's up,
vaccinate
Health
your
Alert?
children.
Anybody who was at PAX West 2019, you might have the bubonic plague. Like,
Yeah, like what the fuck?
Derek,
I went to college with somebody that got the plague. Actually,
What?
It was weird.
Yeah, no, the
Isn't
plague
the
is still a
plague
thing.
gone?
Like the bubonic plague is
I
still
mean,
exists.
it
It's
was
curable now, right? Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
It's basically just like a round of antibiotics. But
Okay.
like, yeah. So this
You
is a
hate to
funny.
see it.
This is a funny story. Yeah. So I was on staff for our house that year, and we got called down by the dean, and there were he was just like, yeah, so one of our students has the plague, and we're just like, we didn't know that could happen, and he's like, yep, it happened. So they sent her home, and then we had to kick her out because she came back to campus before she was supposed to because she wanted to go party on the weekend, and she felt fine after having gone on antibiotics for a few days. So we had to call campus security to escort her off the campus.
Listen, Justin, alcohol will cure you of the plague. Little known fact.
It'll kill all the germs. The alcohol will kill all the bacteria and
It-
germs.
So
it can cure you of
besides-
caring about the plague.
So besides people being gross at gaming conventions and putting, people with immune systems that are not as strong at risk, is there any other news we have tonight, or can we
Yes.
just talk about some bullshit? Damn it, John! I just
Yes, there is. We're going to talk about Super Nintendo games on Switch, Zach.
No.
Yes, we have
Why?
to.
There's not any good
You
This
news.
is a
did
short-
You did say bullshit, Zach.
Okay,
That is what you
counterpoint.
said.
Counterpoint, John. Counterpoint. Let's only talk about the good ones, and then we'll be done in like 30 seconds.
All I'm saying, so no, all I'm asking is this: with the revelation that, like, okay, look, we don't know they're coming, but they're fucking coming, right? Like, this controller stuff is the exact same shit that happened when Nintendo Online launched. You know,
yeah,
the
but
NES
John, your
controllers.
current theory is that like it's gonna get. When is the 1 year anniversary of this?
It's in
That's-
September. It's in a few weeks.
Okay, that's like too soon for patent applications to be revealing this. This is not happening.
Yeah, but Reb, you have to remember that the NES controllers did not get released until like 3 months after the online service started. You had to be a member of the online service to get those NES
I
controllers,
do
and
remember that. I did not
they-
forget that.
they didn't actually ship until like 3 months later. So my theory, my prevailing theory is that they are going to have a Nintendo Direct in like the, I don't know, second week of September, which they usually do, first or second week, and they'll reveal them there, and they'll say, here you go, fine, you've demanded it, here it is, Super Nintendo games on Switch. And yes, they will probably
Hey,
introduce a
John.
higher pricing tier.
You
John.
want to
John,
bet on it?
John, you want to
John.
make a bet?
I do. I will bet.
Fuck
I
yeah.
will bet.
You
I'll
wanna
bet.
make
Who
a
wants to bet?
All
Who wants to
right,
bet? Me? I'm
let's make a
confident
bet.
about this one.
All right. Okay. If they do not announce this thing you've just said, if they do not announce SNES stuff on the Switch for Nintendo Online Service, they do not announce anything remotely close to that by the end of September. What will you do?
What do you want me to do?
He has to watch the first
Doesn't it
episode
owe
of
you a
an
Bumblebee?
anime of my choice.
Ooh, yeah. Derek,
And I'm not gonna
not that
pick. I'm not gonna pick a great thing like Cowboy Bebop or something like that. I know you would like. I'm gonna pick something.
real dumb.
I'm gonna pick something weird.
Pick
I'm gonna pick like
something real
season
weird.
5 of JoJo or some
Can
shit.
we watch it with him? I want to watch it with him.
Yes.
I fucking love it. All right. He's never seen an anime before.
Hey,
Can
hey, John.
I like make him watch a Miyazaki film?
Oh, we're gonna do that.
Nausicaa.
Okay. So what do we have to do if we lose?
So if you lose, who all is who?
I'm in. I'm in.
You're in,
I'm in.
and Derek's in. Okay, Reb.
What did Derek and I have to do?
Reb, if I win, you have to play. I will send it to you. So you don't have to buy anything, but you have to play. I'm going to pick up a copy of Final Fantasy 14 for you,
Okay.
and you're going to play that.
I'll play. You might even. I might have a code in my inbox somewhere. But yeah.
You can play it free. I mean, it's
Yeah. How
there's a
long
free
do I
to
have to play
start.
it for?
420 hours.
You have to
Christ.
grind to level 80.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm not going to make you do that. So it's free to level 35. So to level 3.
Okay. Deal. What does Derek have to do?
Level three is
Derek,
like half an hour,
Derek, if you
yeah.
lose,
what up?
if you lose,
You can't shame me. That doesn't. I don't have shame.
No, I'm not going to
so-
shame you. You and I are going to do a short pre-recorded podcast. It's like 15 minutes, right? but
That
you
sounds like a
will
reward.
you will talk as Solid Snake the entire time.
Ooh, that's not easy. All right.
Yeah, that could be physically painful.
While wearing your Wario costume.
I don't know that I know where my Wario costume
Wait, hey,
is.
John,
I'm sure you
John.
can find it by the end of September.
John, did you get Waluigi yet?
Yeah, what happened to that? That was the thing. You
No,
said you
I
didn't
no, I
thought
no,
we
I never did.
forgot.
Maybe
I never did.
hold off on that until I can identify that I still have the Wario costume.
Okay.
So, because I don't
Okay.
want you to do that as a waste. But
Okay, so Imran makes a good point in chat. Imran says level 3 quests, one of which is say hi to this lady. So thank you for pointing that out, Imran.
Play the level 10. I'll play the level 10.
Level 10. Okay,
Level
that's
10's still
reasonable.
pretty
Rev,
quick.
that's reasonable.
I
That's
was gonna
very
say
reasonable.
5. Wow.
No, I'll play the 10. That's fine.
Level 10 is
Whoa.
like it's like an hour. So
Yeah, I'll play an
it's not
hour
that
of this
huge.
game. That's fine.
Okay.
I play
Yeah.
MMOs. Like I play WoW all the time. I played Blade and Soul. I played Guild Wars. I played Maple
Which is
Story. I
fine
played,
because
a
like
bunch
how
of
long?
other-
That's
How long is
reasonable.
what you would? Make?
Elder Scrolls Online. Like I played all these MMOs. Like level 10 in an MMO is not is a non-issue.
I'm
I don't know
gonna make-
why the fuck you all in chat are throwing me under the bus, but
I'm going to make John watch
Thanks,
the first
fellas.
episode of Symphogear.
I haven't seen that. I don't know what that means, but I trust you, man. Do it.
So why don't we answer some questions that have been submitted on Twitter by
I want to answer
by
the
you?
eggs question.
What's that?
Nothing.
You want to answer the egg question?
No, didn't say it.
I wasn't gonna pick that one, Reb, but if
The
you
eggs
insist.
question.
If you
Fucking eggs
insist.
question.
Okay, so first question. This is a good one actually from Tpaz 117. In Double Fine's Massive Chalice, I thought that the management of the Royal Bloodline strategic layer was more interesting than the turn-based combat. Same with Mordor's Nemesis system. Are there any game mechanics that interested you in ways other than the core gameplay? Reb.
Me. Pick me. So, my first gaming console that I ever had, like I had handhelds before that, like Game Boy Color. But my first console was the GameCube. And so I have like a deep, wonderful attachment to the GameCube. And on the GameCube, I got what? When was this? Oh no, I remember about the egg. Okay, sorry, I had forgotten about the egg somehow. Okay. Anyway, I had Sonic Adventure 2 Battle on the GameCube, and I fucking loved that game. But I did not love that game for the part where you were Sonic and like
I know where this is going.
you know exactly where
this
it's
is
going.
going.
It's so obvious. It's such an easy one. I did not care about playing as Sonic and his friends, though I do think that Tikal is like an extremely underused character. She's super cool, and there's like that joke about the pumpkin level or whatever that people make that I also think is very funny. But you could raise the chows, and they were so cute. And there was this whole like thing where they had these extra like chow gardens, and they had like a nice garden, and then like a neutral garden, and then like a bad garden, and you could like raise them and like put them in the gardens, and you could like go out in the levels and get them like little animals, and like you got them a little water animal, they'd swim better, and then if you got them like a flying animal, you'd get like wings, and you could like depending on how you raise them, they'd like be different colors and look differently, and they'd be like good or bad or whatever. And I fucking love that. I spent so much time in the chow gardens. Like the only time I actually played the levels was so I could get shit for the chow gardens. It was so much fun. I did so much of that shit. That mechanic was great. I do not, and I'm very serious about this. Like this is beyond just my love of this part of the game. I do not fucking understand why they have not yet released a mobile game that is just raising chow. They would make like
Yeah.
everybody loved that part. Like that was a great. They have not put that in any other game since that I am aware of. Like I mean, the chows have been in games, but they've not been in the games in that capacity. And I don't fucking know why they have not made a mobile game that's just raising chow. Like I would download free to play. Microsoft don't give a shit. Don't give a shit about any of that. I will download the shit out of that game. I will raise the little chows. I will probably pay you small incremental amounts of money. Oh wait, is it K? Is it pronounced differently?
I've
Is it
always just
cow?
heard it chow.
Is it
Is it
K?
chow?
No,
It is
you're
chow.
pronouncing
It's
it
chow.
It is
correctly.
chow, right? Yeah, that's
It is
correct.
chow.
I
Yeah.
just had no idea. Like until I heard someone from Sega say it, I had no
Ah.
idea because like, Chaos was a character in that game,
And the
like
Chaos
Oh, right,
Emeralds. Yeah,
and
exactly.
and so it's short for Chaos, and I was
Yeah, it's true.
completely taken aback when I heard it pronounced Chow.
No, anyway, Sega, get on that shit. I don't often recommend making extremely monetized free-to-play mobile games, but this is just the most obvious, stupid, perfect fit you could possibly do, and I don't know why it exists. It doesn't exist yet. So get me that shit, and I'll pay you some money.
I love the passion that Reb displays for this. Like it's inspiring. I appreciate it.
My Twitter bio is exuberant always.
You
Josh
are
is my
always
brand.
exuberant.
It's my
Brandon, do you have one?
He's muted.
Do I have one? What?
Brandon's
He's
Brennan,
waiting
stop
right now.
muting us. Love us.
He's in that Final Fantasy 14 realm.
Are you
No,
playing
I
Final
didn't.
Fantasy 14 right now?
No, I didn't. No. Wait, what did you say?
I'm gonna fight you,
alt-tabbed.
Brandon. I'm gonna fight you.
Yeah, dude, I was literally looking at Twitter for like 3 seconds,
What?
and then you asked me a question.
I'm gonna
I'm like,
fight Brandon.
No,
Everybody.
I just wanted to know if there are any game mechanics that interest you in ways other than the core gameplay for any game.
Let the
man think about that question.
yeah,
He
that's
wasn't
a-
paying
that's a
any
good
attention to my
question
rant.
on the
We'll
spot.
come back to
wanna go.
Brandon.
I'll go.
I've got a good
No.
quick answer.
Fine,
I got a really
John.
quick one.
Fine.
And then we'll move on to Zach. Mine's fast. So, back in the 16-bit era for Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, there wasn't a lot of room, or there weren't a lot of ways to think outside of the box when it came to innovation outside of gameplay. And so I really appreciated what X-Men for the Sega Genesis did, which was a really cool game to begin with. It's just a great side-scrolling, beat 'em up superhero game. But there was one moment in the game, I think it was level 5, where you defeat Mojo, who is an X-Men villain. You defeat Mojo, and then his Mojo World stage starts self-destructing. The screen turns red, and it says self-destruct in 30 seconds. Press reset to stop the launch, or to stop the countdown. And I was agonized. It took me I was like, why can't I do this? There's nothing in the room that would help me do it. And the game kept ending and ending and ending. And for weeks, I was like, how the fuck do I stop this? And then I hit the reset button on the Genesis, and it stopped the countdown. And it blew my fucking mind. I was like, holy shit, press reset to stop it. And that was the first time I had ever actually encountered anything like that in a game. Actually using the console itself as a means to advance the game, which I thought was fucking brilliant. It was a little annoying at the time, but looking back on it, it was such a cool way to think outside of the box on a system that you really didn't have many options for on the development side. And I just thought it was great.
There have been far too few games like that. Like Justin was talking on,
Yeah,
I think
I
the
don't have an
Friday
answer.
show
What?
last week about the one with the sunlight or something.
Yeah, Boktai.
Yeah, and then there
Boktai.
this
The
is a
Kojima
more
game.
recent, but the Nintendo 3DS had this thing on Pokemon, whatever the fuck it was, where you turn your 3DS upside down to evolve Inkay, and it uses the gyro sensing things, and it's just,
And then there was,
I love it when games do that.
with the DS, I remember distinctly I was playing I think it was Zelda Phantom Hourglass, and there's a part where you have to it's like, oh, you need to get this stamp on your book, and I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do? So I close my DS and I leave for a while, and I'm like, I'll figure this out later. I open it up, and you had to smash it down from the top screen onto the bottom screen.
Phantom Hourglass had a lot of dumb problems,
Yeah.
but using the various mechanics of the 3DS to good effect was not one of its problems.
Okay, I guess I have one. It would
All right,
be-
Brandon, let's do it.
Does the DualShock 4 features count?
Yeah, fuck
yeah.
it, dude.
Okay, yeah. So Until Dawn with the don't shake the controller to stand.
Oh,
still.
don't move.
Oh, that was a good
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
I really and some people complained about those that they were too sensitive or whatever, but I thought it was just right, and I was legitimately nervous during those scenes, sitting there holding the DualShock and just setting it down in my lap. But you can't just set it down in your lap, because they were smart to put a little jolt in the rumble that if you set it down on a table, it would be enough to trip the sensor.
Yeah.
So you did
I do
actually
remember
have to-
that.
Yeah. So you did actually have to hold it, and I thought that really made the game a lot better.
That's a good one, Brandon. That was really cool. Zach, what about you?
Okay, so this, I don't think this counts, but my favorite things on the N64 were not parts of what's Pokemon Stadium, and also Mario Party was like I didn't like actually playing the board games or the main battles, but I just like doing all the mini games. I don't think that quite count.
Yeah,
Like,
it
You
does.
stole.
remember what
I was
Naomi
gonna
said?
say the mini games in Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah,
which
the
got
mini
more
game was-
play.
the one where you have to jump with Magikarp. When I was
Yeah.
when that game came out, I was like 3 or 4, maybe 5 years old, and I had asthma as a kid, and I had asthma attack because I was jumping up and down playing the Magikarp game as a kid. So, like,
Zach, did you
Oh
play
my
the-
gosh.
Did you play the Jumping Magikarp mobile game?
no, what?
How do you
Just
not
made
know
Zach's
about this
night.
stupid thing? I loved it so much.
When did it
It
come
was-
out? How old was I? Probably
2 years ago.
Like last year, 2 years
Oh.
ago.
Oh no.
Look it up on the app. It's a
Zach.
free-to-play game where your whole goal is just to have a Magikarp and make it jump. That's
That
the
sounds
game.
kind of cool.
It's
does sound
fine. It's
Are we at a
decidedly
point-
fine.
Are we at a point where we can admit that Mario Party is fine, but we're really there for the mini games? Are we
Yeah.
ready to?
I mean,
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Mini
think-
games make and
It's
break
the
Mario
mini-
Party.
It's the mini games and the violent desire to kill your friends.
One last thing I'll say is that I feel like we all let Nintendo off the hook a little too easy for how bad the online was for the new Mario Party, but that's beside the point and not
Yeah.
part of this topic. But I'm still mad about it.
No,
I am.
I think
I
like
still haven't
Mario
gotten over
Party is in like this weird. We have like this weird nostalgia for Mario Party, right? Like the first 3 or 4 were really good, because there was kind of like this age where we were all playing together and we were all screwing with each other, and the video game itself was simple enough that there wasn't a lot of noise in the way of just everybody just fucking with each other. Like there was a lot of just bullshit RNG. There was a lot of like
Yeah.
dumb things like doing this on the stick on the N64 to get certain mini games to go. Like the whole game was just profound bullshit. And it's really cool to see some of like the mini games they've done since, like using the different mechanics of the systems they're on, like the 3DS, and it's on the Switch now, right? Like there's a Switch Mario Party. that
Yeah,
exists?
Mario-
it
Super
does.
Mario
It's
Party.
one of the
I
better
don't think
ones.
I-
It's
that
you
they
know,
haven't fucking updated in like a year, and it sold great, and they were supposed to add a new board, and we never got it. And
That's funny. But yeah, like I think that kind of got less interesting over the years as they added more things to it to make it more distinct from the old versions and tried to like add more stuff as games got more complex. I don't think they needed to do anything like that ever. But it probably won't ever go back to what it used to.
probably not. No. Justin.
So, I didn't get a chance to talk about it on this this show. I schedule wise couldn't make the show for a little while, but there is a game mechanic this year that I know not enough people have played this game because they have not been talking about the most ridiculous game mechanic I have ever seen.
Okay, I'm all
And
about it.
it's in the PlayStation VR game Blood and Truth, and there is collectibles that are different flavors of vapes. And
I'm sorry, what?
different vape flavors.
telling me I can smoke some fucking cotton.
But it gets better. You have to actually smoke it to collect them. And it uses the microphone on the VR headset, like the way Astrobot does when you go underwater. So
You
you
have
have to
to-
physically pick up with the Move controller the vape, put it next to your face, suck in, and blow out
and then puff some clouds.
in order to collect these. And there's multiple of these hidden in each stage, and they're all of different flavors.
That's it.
And it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Like,
Can you?
And some people have the gall to say that PSVR is an unnecessary gimmick.
Can you imagine, like,
Immersion.
your wife or girlfriend or significant other coming in and, like, you've got the VR headset on and you see anything and you've got the little Joy-Con and you're just.
I got one better for you, John. I got one better for you. So when the Switch first came out, okay, we're talking like the weekend it released. I was at the news station at work.
I already know where this is going, by the way.
Yeah, we were playing 1-2. I was playing 1-2 Switch.
1-2 Switch.
With a buddy.
No.
And
Were you
we were
milking,
doing
Derek?
the cow milking.
Were you
minigame.
milking?
I
And
thought eating the sandwich was better.
the director for the 10 p.m. news came in to ask us if we got the promo for the 10 p.m. news. This is like 8:30 or so. And he comes in, and me and this guy Cody are sitting here competitive cow milking. And he just walks in, and you gotta understand, this dude is like gigantic, super tall, bald, black, deepest voice you'll ever hear, and he just walks in like, "Hey guys, okay." In that moment, the only thing I knew to do was look him in the eyes and go, "Angelo, this is what white people do for fun."
Jesus Christ.
I'll never forget him just walking in like, "Hey guys, okay."
That's like when our first PAX East in 2017. It was me, Finn, Maddie, and JT. And no, JT wasn't there. It was me, Finn, Maddie. Who else was there? Me, Finn, Maddie. Anyway, it was our first PAX. It was our first PAX, and they were playing 1-2 Switch. They were doing the milking minigame, and they were about to face off, and they had their Joy-Cons ready to go. And Maddie just looks right at Finn and says, "You fucking look me in the eyes when you're milking me." And I almost shit my fucking pants. I was laughing so hard. And then they both just stood there, and they were doing the milking. They're doing the milking, and Finn's got tears coming out of his eyes, and Maddie the whole time is just whispering to him. Maddie's just like, "Fucking look me in the eyes, Finn. Don't fucking look me in the eye." And I swear to Christ, I nearly pissed my fucking pants laughing. Like, I've had like 10 good laughs in my life. That was like somewhere in the middle. It was
so good.
It was fucking awesome. It was outstanding.
Maddie is our special boy.
You fucking look me in the eyes.
I love
when you're
Maddie and
milking
Finn
me.
so much. I want them on this podcast more.
I miss them. I miss them.
Finn's on pretty regularly. Maddie's
Finn is, but Maddie is not. But even when Finn's not on, I miss him. I know he's going to listen to this. Finn, I miss you. Maddie
Finn and
Gabe
Maddie, we love you so much.
Maddie and Gabe and JT and Jeff, I miss you guys when you're not on. I miss you.
Hey, John.
What?
I'm tired. Can we go to bed?
Do you want to wrap it up there?
Do you need Derek to read you a bedtime story, Zach?
Want to get you a fat nap?
I need to go to bed so I can have Friday happen.
Do you need Derek to read you a bedtime story? In that voice of his?
No, I just want him to tell me about the best enemy in Resident Evil 4, and then we can go to bed.
Yeah, so by far, the best enemy in Resident Evil 4 has got to be probably the little weird wiggling thing in the trash bag that's only at one point in the island fortress area. And if you look at it in the thermal scope, it's extremely hot and extremely bright, and you shoot it once and it immediately stops and goes cold. I don't know what that's there for, and neither does anyone else. Okay. I wasn't going to say the regenerators, but actually, no. I can't even pretend that I like those. Fuck that.
I love the regenerators.
Thanks.
Well,
I feel like there was a weird
nightmare.
there's a weird undertone to this whole story that I didn't quite understand. Like there was some sort of inside joke I wasn't getting, but I appreciated it nonetheless.
No,
everything I said is accurate.
I don't know that enemy.
It's literally just a moving bag that is very hot until you shoot it.
And then it gets cold.
What a hot ass bag.
No, mostly I don't understand why Zach asked for this specifically, but it doesn't matter. I don't want to know. I don't want anyone to explain it to me.
Yeah.
I don't think we need an explanation.
There is also a very large salamander.
Does anybody need some good video game trivia before bed?
Yeah, give us some, Zach.
Oh no, no.
Don't make promises.
No, you have to ask a specific question.
Okay.
I can't just pull trivia.
Oh, I don't know. What would I even ask you?
I'm not good at it. It doesn't have to be for me. I just want some trivia. I just
you want trivia? You want some game? You want
John? What is?
Actually, I got one that's
okay. Really quick, John. What's your second pick in Smash Bros on Switch? Second pick. You can't have your. Okay, fine. Justin.
What's the dumbest enemy in the original Final Fantasy VII, in your opinion? The dumbest, stupidest fucking.
It's fucking hedgehog pie.
The swinging guy.
No, it's the house. It's the
the house is amazing. Everybody to have extremely different, stupid fucking.
The house is amazing. The hedgehog pie is a stupid little pink, fat piece of shit that no one likes.
How dare you fucking sully hedgehog pie?
I'm doing it
Pie.
right now.
Or the naked ladies in the icicle place.
Yeah,
don't-
those are weird.
I don't remember that.
Justin.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, no.
Justin,
So I
Actually-
actually had another little bit of trivia about Resident Evil 4 while we were on the
Please.
topic.
Fuck me up.
Hit us with our one last thing.
So so it was, I think it was just discovered like last year. In one of the stages near the end, you can zoom in and it's barely visible, but they on the PC version they went into free look, and there's just like a little like just like a 2D standee of just some random lady way in the background,
I mean, why
nowhere
not?
near anything,
Why not?
and nobody knows who she is, where she came from.
This is one of gaming's great mysteries, Justin. A mystery that will remain unsolved for all time.
I just
Nobody
put,
will ever know who
I
this
just
lady
put my favorite link in the chat that I think everybody probably remembers from past
Is this a
past
fishing?
podcasts.
Are you fishing for data?
No, this is the same link that I always post when we talk about
I
stupid
can
enemies
give
in
you the
Final
last
Fantasy
4 of
VII.
my Soch.
It's the big
Oh,
list
yeah,
of Final
no.
Fantasy VII enemies that should totally be in the remake, but absolutely under no circumstances will be. And it's just this really stupid list of
I
fucking
like
dumb
this.
Final
I like
Fantasy
this stupid horse with its vest. that
enemies.
has-
It's just dumb as shit. I've never played.
Christopher
any
is
more
a
than,
really
like,
good one, Reb.
I played
Christopher
like
is
10, I played like a whopping 10 hours of Final Fantasy VII. I
Wait.
hate that game, but I think this list is the funniest thing on the
Wait,
internet.
does
Anyway,
this-
that's
does
my
this
that's
thing-
my
I
content.
like the teapot. I like the big old teapot.
I
It's
guess
the
the ones
list,
that you
it's the
feed
list and the
Alexis.
commentary. Like the commentary on this is just really good. Like Bull Motor.
Yeah,
what
I
what
read
about
that.
this are you not understanding without my help? Like it's just... Anyway, that net list never fails to me. I will always link that list if we're talking about Final Fantasy.
I just love the fact that there's a Final Fantasy enemy called Dorky Face.
Dorky face. Dorky face.
Dorky Face, and then Touch Me. Touch Me is always a good one.
Yeah.
And
Touch
Zach
Me.
wants to go to bed though.
Isn't Touch Me a
Yeah,
frog?
it is time.
Touch
We
Me
need
is
to
a
tuck
frog.
Zach in.
Yeah, Touch Me's the frog that when you
We got to
touch
get
it,
off so that I
turns
can
into a
go
frog.
tuck Zach in.
All right.
Shameless self-promotion. Have to finish a feature that I'm writing for tomorrow that some people may find interesting. Some people may not, but some people.
Reb, I find everything you
Yeah.
write interesting.
Well, thanks. Wow, that's funny.
Oh, but
'cause
he
you
can't always
didn't
remember
seem-
the name of the website.
Yeah, but he can't remember.
Didn't seem to have read it for this podcast, but
Hardy har har har
You
har.
were-
Anyway,
you were offline. But I gave you shit because your headphones were messed up. Sorry, Zach. They're
No, it's
messing up.
fine.
But I gave you shit for citing VentureBeat instead of us. Anyway,
sorry. Next time I will cite. Sorry. Now I feel terrible.
goddamn right you will.
You go to bed
Jeez.
feeling bad about yourself.
Sorry,
I will feel
VentureBeat,
bad
you're
about
very
myself.
nice,
Next
but
time
I'm
on
this
Dragon Ball
podcast and
Z.
you're-
Will John remember the name of the website that Reb works for?
Will you shut up, Derek? Jesus. Anyway, if nobody has anything else, it's time to get out of here. So PAX West coming up soon. If you see us there, come up and say hi. Really looking forward to it, and we'll be back next week. We got a couple things happening. I'm doing a Valkyria Chronicles podcast with a couple of people, so that's going to be fun. Of course, we got the podcast next Thursday, and then next week, of course, next Friday, the bi-weekly morning show, which I always look forward to. And it's not always poetry, and we don't always agree, but we always keep it real. So until next time, please take care of each other and go live your lives. Have fun. Enjoy things. Have a good time.